All right, AI government contractors. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see we have a couple of people in the house. Uh, Here's what's going to happen. At 7:45 on the dot, I'm going to start. I'm going to do a first high level on what makes a good prompt. It's going to be pretty high level. If you've been watching the channel, you would already know the ingredients, but I have to keep reiterating this so we can have the idea in our minds. Again, using ChatGPT to write proposals to the government is a skill. It's a skill. So the more you do it, the better you get. But we're starting at 7:45. But I'd like to know who is in the house. I see Gil here. Praying for all of you in the state. Yes, we should pray for the state of Florida with everything that's going on right now. I want to know who's. Hello, Gil. Oh, yeah, I see Sean. Sean, how are you doing, man? Welcome. So now it's Hurricane Milton is what we're dealing with now. It was Hurricane Helene, now Hurricane Milton, man. Tanisha Briggs, hello. Hi, Tanisha. Welcome to the live stream. Now, if you're coming in from the school community, you know that Tuesday as the day, we're going to be having one live stream a week. It's no longer going to be two, one live stream a week, and it's going to be on Tuesdays, 7:40. Hello, hello, Zua. I hope I got that right. Welcome. And I am going to also drop my calendar link in here for anybody who wants to have a chat, perhaps join the inner circle, and you want to talk about it and you want to find out what it's about and if it's going to be a good fit for you. We have challenges in the inner circle actually where we get people submitting proposals and going over the entire process based on the system that we have outlined. So you can book a call with me and see if the inner circle is good for you and we can have a quick chat about it. Big Mike from Ohio. Hello, Mike. Welcome, welcome from Ohio. All right, we're about to get into it. What's a good prompt? First of all, I want to start by saying that over the past few months, I've spoken to a lot of skeptics who believe that using AI tools would actually diminish the work that you're doing. People who believe that these AI tools are just a fluke. It's just one of those things that is going to pass, just like that cryptocurrency thing, right? Remember when they said that about the internet? Remember when they said that about mobile phones? And even with the evidence, a lot of people still doubt that artificial intelligence tools can aid the process. I'm not in the game of convincing anybody of anything. You being here in my mind tells me that you understand that AI tools can increase your productivity and not diminish it. But in order to use these AI tools correctly, you need a system, you need a process. It's it's not going to spit out a proposal for you in one or two prompts. If that was your idea of using AI tools, I want you to get rid of that idea because today I'm going to be showing you what actually makes a good prompt. Look, I focus on the skill aspect of government contracting. If you need someone to give you a lot of knowledge, there are other channels out there. But my promise to you is that after every video that you watch, you're going to have the ability to take action on something. If it's breaking down a solicitation, you'll be able to take action on it. If it's putting together a proposal, you'll be able to take action on it. If it is about finding more subcontractors, you'll be able to take action on it. That's my promise to you after you watch my videos. So it's not a waste of your time. I can say that confidently. So if you're ready to build the skills, guys, I just want you to throw a one. If you're ready to see what makes a good prompt and you want to build some prompting skills to help you in government contracting, just throw a one in the chat and we're going to begin the seminar. I'm seeing a couple of ones coming in. Okay. Okay. I'm seeing some ones coming in. I'm communicating with some people in the crowd who are saying, yes, we want to learn how to use artificial intelligence tools and we want to learn how to use them in a systematic way that is easy to execute and produces a result at the end that we could use. It's not just about gathering a bunch of knowledge, it's about being able to apply something. So, what makes a good prompt? Well, what is prompting in the first place? Well, prompting in the context of AI tools, in the context of large language models, of providing a structured input. You want to provide a structured input or command to an AI system to produce a specific output or response or result. I'm going to use the most layman terms to explain this. ChatGPT works on a predictive model. It's predicting the next word. If you give it enough context, its prediction is going to be based on your context. Without context, it's going to go far and wide to seek context. So, for you to use these artificial intelligence tools accurately to the best of its ability, you want to make sure that you're giving it the best inputs. Somebody type best in the chat. The best inputs. Best. Now, how can the skill of prompting help businesses win contracts? Well, the skill of prompting is effective or can be especially crucial for businesses in three key areas. These are the three key areas that I focus on. And if you understand how to use artificial intelligence tools in these three key areas, then your government procurement process will change. I don't know what your process is like right now. I'm not sure. But I can tell you that if you have the ability to use artificial intelligence tools in a systematic way to break down solicitations, potential subcontractors, and to build proposals from scratch, custom proposals that are of quality with artificial intelligence tools. That sentence ran on for so long that I didn't even know where I was going. But what I have to tell you is this: With a systematic approach, your contracting process will change. And not to get too, meta or to get too abstract, but your perception of government contracting would also change. Let me explain that a bit more. When most people think about government contracting, they think about lengthy solicitations that they have to read for hours, this compliance into a document. But once those problems leave your mind, let me ask you, what are you thinking about? Probably submitting more bids, probably putting in more work because now those problems are gone. Breaking down solicitation. So, effective prompting targeted questions about helps in asking targeted questions about the solicitation document. Sometimes people ask me, "Hey Godwin, like in these documents, like what are the in these solicitations, what are the documents that I need to submit?" That is a question you need to ask ChatGPT when the document is attached to the chat box. And I will show you how to ask those questions in a systematic way that repeatable and easy to execute. Finding subcontractors. So good prompting skills allows businesses to formulate clear and specific criteria of what they need in a partner. When it comes to finding subcontractors, you want to be able to use Perplexity AI or ChatGPT to create a list of the companies within the area. This is important because you don't want to have that desperation on your breath when you've only spoken to one subcontractor. And now, is this person going to do the work if I win the contract? But when you have options, you are more confident. Prompting is going to give you more confidence because you're going to have the ability to find more subcontractors. Proposal writing. I guess this is the scariest to most people. So many questions. How do I structure the proposal? What do I add into the proposal? Do I talk about the subcontractor? Do I leave out the information about the subcontractor? Questions. With ChatGPT, you can tailor your proposal. Once you have a table of contents, you can write out the entire thing because that is the backbone, that is the structure, that is the foundation. So, guys, these are the three ingredients to an effective prompt. We can call it CCS: clarity, context, specificity. Clarity, context, specificity. These are the ingredients to an effective prompt because prompts that are vague with no context would lead ChatGPT to hallucinate. Okay. So, clarity, the prompt should be straightforward and unambiguous. It should communicate exactly what is needed without room for misinterpretation. Specificity, the more specific the prompt, the more tailored and appropriate the response will be. Specificity helps in narrowing down the scope and focusing on the key aspects required. Be specific in your prompting. Providing the necessary background or context helps in aligning the response with the actual needs and considerations relevant to the situation. Okay. So, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go into a solicitation and we're going to break it down using the beginner friendly solicitation and also querying the solicitation a bit more to get some more information. Let's get into my screen, guys. All right. Now, one key you actually do All right. Let's do this. Now we're in SAM.gov now. I just want to Great. We're in SAM.gov right now, and I'm going to go in and search for professional services contracts. This is the key services, and we actually have something really interesting here. It's flight simulator curved screen. It's an updated combined synopsis slash solicitation. Yeah, that already looks kind of interesting. So I'm going to go into it and see what this is about. First of all, I'm going to do my usual analysis. I want to see how long the description is. Okay. It's on the medium side. How many attachments does it have? Okay. Wow. Oh wow. Okay. You know what, guys? I think we're going to look at something else. Let's see something else. We have ACDC motors, livestock for foreign animal disease diagnostician training for USDA. Okay, that's a original special notice. Okay, not what we're going to be looking at. GSA is seeking office space for lease in Green Bay. Okay, let's see. This is an original. It's a pre-solicitation. Now, the point of what I want to show you here is simple. We want to use artificial intelligence to break down a government contract in a systematic way that we can rely on repeatably, right? And that is what we're going to be doing here. So even though this is a pre-solicitation, I'm just going to look around and see we have just one document here. So the first thing I want to do is I want to grab this description. Ask ChatGPT the simple question, what is this about? Like, what is going on here? So let's see. E- Now I'm going to go on to another page to open ChatGPT, and I'm going to share that screen with you now. Okay, so this is what we have in front of us, and I'm going to say, break down the text below. Okay, the text is a solicitation from the General Services Administration seeking expressions of interest for office space at lease in Green Bay, WL. Here's a breakdown of the main sections of each point. Okay, opportunity view. So we have overview, we have the notice type, we have the agency, opportunity. But you see how ChatGPT breaks this down, that entire description, as opposed to kind of looking at those small texts. Now you have it in an orderly manner. This is why I usually take that description and I break it down this way. So we have Apex Accelerators, description of Apex Accelerators as a government contracting resource for small businesses, funded partially through a cooperative agreement with the Department of Defense, formerly known as the Technical Assistance Program. Okay, cool. So lease specifications. They're looking in for a location, Green Bay, and then delineated area defined by Cherry Street, Crooks Street, S. Washington Street. Then space requirements is going to be a minimum of 900 square feet, a maximum of 2,400 square feet. Office and general space type. Parking. One reserved on-site parking space, additional public parking within acceptable walking distance. Term, they need a full term of 2 years with a firm term of 1 year. This is simply just the description and one prompt that we use. We just said, break down the text below. And what we have is the broken down version of this description. And we already have a high level on contract is about with some nitty gritty details. Now, what are some additional requirements? It says that the space must be ready or require minimal work for January 2025 occupancy. All space must be on one contiguous the same building. Private or isolated restroom required. Must be accessible 24/7. Must be in a professional office district, not co-located with retail or rehabilitation centers. Buildings must have various government standards or security, safety, and sustainability, not located in a 1% annual chance flood plain. What does this mean? This is what I mean when I say you're querying GPT. Does this mean? And if you saw what I did there, once I highlight a part or a part of the text, is that a speech bubble appears like this. And when you click on that speech bubble, you can prompt that precise result, that precise area. So the phase one, the phase or the phrase not located in a 1% annual chance flood plain refers to a requirement that the office space should not be situated in an area that has a 1% chance or higher of experiencing flooding in any given year. This type of area is commonly referred to as a 100-year flood plain, meaning statistically it is expected to flood once in 100 years. This specification is a precaution to avoid the risk associated with flooding, such as property damage and access issues. So this is just a brief demonstration of what may happen if, say, you were reading or you're breaking down the solicitation and you saw something within that solicitation and thought, I don't know what that means. As opposed to what you would have done in the past, where you would maybe give up, feel that emotion of being overwhelmed. You start thinking, man, these government officials are just the worst set of human beings I've ever interacted with in my life. Why do they need to make these documents so difficult to understand? You don't have to go through that anymore. With a simple question, you will get the correct answer using artificial intelligence tools. What I'm doing here is giving you confidence to take action because there is no perfect way to do this. Ask questions to ChatGPT on areas that you don't understand. And what you're going to find is that the answers would give you clarity. But let's go on. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to download that one document that came with the solicitation, and I'm going to throw it into ChatGPT like so. And I have open the beginner friendly solicitation breakdown guide. Let me show you what this looks like. By the way, a lot of people have been asking about the beginner friendly solicitation breakdown guide. And here we have the beginner friendly solicitation breakdown guide. And again, if you want to get the beginner friendly solicitation breakdown guide, is available in the classroom section of the school community. Yellow is for the prompt, orange is for the purpose of the prompt. The first prompt is provide the title, agency, and summary of the solicitation. It's a very high level prompt. It's going to give you a, let me come on the screen so you can see me. It's going to give you a high level of the solicitation. So you want to start high level and then begin to go deeper into more details. So after the first prompt here, provide the title, the agency, and summary of the solicitation. You're going to go into the second prompt that is going to take you a bit more detailed into some more detailed information. And it says, what are the eligibility requirements, key deliverables, and objectives of this prompt is going to bring out more details from the contract. And the submission instructions is what you're going to move on to next. It says, what is the deadline for submission and how should the proposal be formatted and delivered? Then you move on to step four. What is the budget range and duration for this contract? And five, who is the point of contact? And are there any special clauses or compliance requirements? If you go through all the steps in the beginner friendly solicitation breakdown guide, you're going to have an understanding of the contracts that is right in front of you. The only skill you need is the ability to copy and paste and the ability to read. If you don't have that skill, it's best you just turn this off right now, turn off the live, unsubscribe from the channel because I can't help you. If you can copy and paste and you can read, you can continue watching because the more you do it, the more the skill grows, the more you're able to think on your feet and solve problems in ways that you had never done before. But now that you have the ability to use these AI tools, you become sharper. But let's go. Let's go. Let's use this beginner friendly solicitation breakdown guide to break down the solicitation. We're starting with the first prompt. This is going to give us a high level of the solicitation. And I know that we broke down the description and it kind of gave us that high level, but I still go ahead to put the prompt in. Title: GSA is seeking office space for lease in Green Bay. Okay, so the agency, General Service Administration. So we have that public building services. Okay, so the GSA is looking to lease office space in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The space requirements are a minimum of 900 square feet and a maximum of 2,400 square feet. Oh wow, that's a massive range, isn't that? Okay. So the leased space should be ready or require minimal work by January 2025, must be located on a single contiguous floor. Okay, let's actually, what does this mean in one sentence? This is another thing that you can do. You don't have to allow ChatGPT have free reign on how it responds to you. You can moderate it by saying, hey, I want 20 words, I want 50 words. So the phrase on a single contiguous floor means that the entire office space must be located together on one floor without being separated by other tenants or unoccupied spaces. Okay, so this prompt has given us a high level from the beginner friendly solicitation breakdown guide, which is this right here. Okay, so what's the eligibility requirements, key objectives of the contract from the solicitation? Okay, so here we go. Ownership evidence or representation authorization. Submitters must provide proof of ownership or written authorization to represent the owner. Without these documents, submissions will not be considered. This is a big one. And funny enough, we were having this conversation in the inner circle, I think a week ago or about 2 weeks ago, concerning real estate and the ability to bid on these contracts without having some sort of authorization or ownership. Uh, it's proven to be quite challenging if that's the route you want to go. If you don't have the ability to get this authorization or you don't own the property, it's challenging. So if there's any real estate person in the audience right now and you want to chime in the chat, please feel free. I would like to hear about it because I haven't worked on any sort of office building or any sort of occupancy real estate kind of contracts. But we can see it here clearly stated that of ownership or written authorization to represent the owner. Without these documents, submissions would not be considered. So if you notice the difference between the response from this prompt, provide the title, agency, and summary of the solicitation, versus this, we have more details, we have more flesh. Location and design standards. The building must be in a commercial office district with a modern or tasteful rehabilitated design. Okay, tasteful, guys. Not co-located with retail or rehabilitation centers and capable of meeting government security, fire safety, accessibility, sema- CIMISIC, and Sustainability standards, flood plan avoidance. The space should be okay. We read that. So, what are the key deliverables? Space requirements 900 to 2400 square feet. Parking and accessibility, restroom facilities. We got that. Objectives, ready occupancy. I think this is pretty straightforward because most of the prompts now we're just seeing it's almost getting repetitive. But what are the submission instructions here? This is the third prompt. This brings us to that daunting question that many people have. Like, what are the documents I'm required to submit? So, what we have here is the result. Proposal, formatting, and delivery. Proposals must include the name of the building, address, location of available space within the building, rentable square feet offered, estimated rental rates, and contact information of the authorized representative. That's pretty clear to me. It must include the name of the building, the address, the location of the available space within the building, rentable square feet offered, estimated rental rates, and contact information of the authorized representative. Okay, so ownership documents. Proposal must also include evidence of ownership or written authorization to represent the owners. Submission lacking this documentation will not be considered until such documents are provided. Very clear. Multiple ownership representation. If an agent represents multiple ownership entities, they must provide written acknowledgement, permission to represent these parties for the same submission. I'm going to ask it to explain this to me like I'm a 5 year old. Like I'm five. So it says, imagine you have lots of toys and each toy is owned by a different friend. Now, if you want to bring all these toys to the playground to show everyone, you need to ask each friend for a note that says you're allowed to bring their toy. This way, everyone knows you have the permission to bring the toys and it's okay for you to show them. In this case of the office space, if someone wants to offer a building space and they represent many owners, like having many toys from different friends, they need to show notes from each owner saying it's okay for them to offer the space. This makes sure everything is clear and no rules are broken. So, again, there is no reason to fear any sort of detail in a government solicitation when you have artificial intelligence tools like ChatGPT. You don't even need to pay for ChatGPT 4 to begin to feel the power of what it has the ability to do for you. And you also have to realize that most of the government contracting process is administrative. In today's world, to be intimidated by administrative tasks is a bad idea. There are too many large language models that you can begin to utilize to make your proposals very strong. So, this is a word of encouragement to anybody who is still afraid. Number one, if you see something within a solicitation that is unclear to you, it is your opportunity to ask ChatGPT to simplify that aspect of the solicitation. Number two, if you want to put together a proposal that speaks to your capability and your confidence, I'm going to show you something towards the end of this live stream. And if you're in the school community, you've probably already seen this. But I went ahead to create a prompt based on the Army's SOP of writing. A few things in that SOP caught my attention. Number one, the changing from using passive voice to active voice. This is a game changer in this AI space because many people complain about how AI has this robotic voice and uses a lot of jargon. But with this one prompt, guys, I'm going to show it to you towards the ending of this live stream. With this one prompt, that idea that artificial intelligence tools have taken or have that robotic language is going to be completely eliminated from your mind. Completely eliminated from your mind. But guys, what if you wanted to start preparing a submission for this, what will be the first thing you need to do? Well, I'm going to ask ChatGPT, what would a table of contents for a proposal to this contract look like? For a proposal to lease office space in the general to the General Service Administration as described in your previous inquiries, a table of content would be organized to ensure all required sections are easily accessible and clearly outlined. Okay, so we have executive summary, offer information, building and space description, space specification, parking and accessibility. Okay, guys, I'm going to go into the ebook, Government Contracting Without Tears. Listen, if you are looking for a kind of do um, DIY proposal writing guide. There's no other guide like this on the internet that helps you to begin to put together a proposal from scratch. What I want to do now is I have a table of content in front of me. I want to begin to flesh out some things because really I'm not going into writing the entire proposal. What I want to show you is this prompt that has the ability to get rid of that AI jargon kind of language that pisses most people off. And what I will do instead is I'm going to turn the document to fit the standards of the army. And it's going to be really interesting when I show you how I do this. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go into Government Contracting Without Tears, the ultimate guide to AI proposal writing. You can purchase this in our school community. It's Government Contracting Without Tears. I'm going to use the prompt that creates the executive summary. And this is it right here. So begin to write the proposal starting with the executive summary. Okay, so let's get this into our chat GPT screen so you can see just what I'm talking about. I'm going to throw this in here now. This prompt, there's another thing you need to realize. This is not all. After you have this prompt, you want to go into add these three crazy sentences. These are the three insane sentences that you want to add after you have used this prompt. The first one is going to be, what company is this for? So this is how the prompt goes. Begin to write the proposal, starting with the executive summary. Be sure to align the company information below with the relevant aspect of the government solicitation attached. Because I added that because you can add the company's website and all the information under the prompt. But the next sentence is, this proposal is for Godwin GovCon. Number one. Number two, we will be partnering. Well, in this case, we don't have anyone that we're partnering with, but we will be partnering with, I'm going to, let me tell you those three sentences. The first one is the name of your company. So this proposal is written for Godwin GovCon. Second sentence is typically we will be partnering with, and then you're going to have the link to the company that you're going to be partnering with. And then that third sentence is we will not, or we will not reveal the name of our partners, but we will focus on the value that we provide together. So let's do this. I'm going to say I'm going to find a real estate broker, any real estate broker I can just find on the internet. Real estate broker. I'm going to go like commercial in Wisconsin. I'm just going to pick any random one that I find. DSPS real estate broker. I found something like that. I know you can't see my screen right now, but I'm going to bring that link over. Okay, now these guys are not a real estate broker. Okay, I found one. It's they call themselves Expansion Group Real Estate Broker. Okay, so check this out. What's the first sentence? The name of your company. The first sentence says, write the executive summary, blah, blah, blah. After you've put that together, it's for Godwin GovCon. We will be partnering with, and then we have these guys, Expansion Group. We will not refer to our partners by name, rather by the term our team. We will focus on the value we provide together. Okay, check this out. Check this out. Now we have the usual Godwin GovCon, in collaboration with our experienced team, is pleased to submit this proposal for the leasing of office space to the General Service Administration in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Our proposal is something like the space that we are providing is about 1500 blah blah blah. That is going to be based on the details that you give ChatGPT, but you can see here we're free balling a little bit. But what I really wanted to show you is that we've seen this kind of language before. And what we want to do is we may want to change the language a little bit. And I have a prompt now that would help you to change the language to fit the Army standards even better. And that prompt, I'm going to bring it to you right now. I'm going to show you exactly how you can use it. Now, once you have written or you have created this part of the proposal and you've decided, you know what, I really like this, I like the details, I just want to change it a little bit. I'm going to say rewrite the executive summary following these instructions. I'm going to paste the prompt. The prompt is pretty long, but it takes on all the information from the Army SOP. And check out what happens here. It says Godwin, GovCon, in strategic collaboration with our experienced team, hereby submits this proposal to lease modern office space in General Service Administration in Green Bay, Wisconsin, per the requirements outlined under notice, blah, blah, blah. This document outlines our offer to provide a well situated, compliant, and efficiently designed workspace tailored to meet the GSA specific operations needs, office location and specifications. We propose a lease. We propose to lease a contiguous 2,400 square foot space located in a single floor within the professional office district bound by Cherry Street Crooks. Guys, I don't know if you noticed this, but on the first one, it gave a range, right? It says, oh, from 900 to 2,400, and it was specific. Here, it's spot on, dead on specific, because that's part of the instructions in the prompt. So it removes the room for ambiguity. And this is something that you really want to focus on. That change from passive voice to active voice, asking you to be more concise and more direct, changes everything. So, you could come back and pause this and, watch over and over. But right now, I want to give an offer to the people who are currently on the call. I want to give an offer to the people who are currently on the call. On a daily basis, I get tons of messages about the school community, the inner circle, joining the inner circle. So right now, I want to give you an overview of the inner circle. This is the inner circle, guys. If you're the person who wants to start using AI yourself, you want step-by-step instructions. Check this out. When you go into the classroom section of the school community, you have module 1 all the way to module 5 and our coffee hour. One of the great things about this community is that one, we meet twice a week to talk about your progress. You can't be in this community and not submit proposals. Two, you have the step by step instructions, video tutorials on how to pick your industry, how to break down solicitations in a completely different, more systematic, more specific manner with lots of prompts, lots of instructions on how to do this. Guys, for everybody who is on this call right now and is interested in being in the inner circle, I'm going to do something right now. The inner circle is $197 a month, but for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to make it $97 a month for the person who wants to join. Right now, what I have done is I have changed the price of the inner circle to $97 a month. So if you are interested in starting to bid on contracts using artificial intelligence tools and doing this on your own, I have just dropped a link in the chat. You can go into the link into that. The inner circle is now $97 for anybody who wants to join. I'm going to go off for about 5 minutes and be right back. If you join right now, I'm going to give you access now. 97 anybody who is interested in joining. Hello. Okay. No, it's not over. Just can you throw one in the chat if you can now hear me, if I'm back and you can hear me? Are we back? Now, good. What I was saying was I have just thrown a link in the chat. The inner circle is usually $197. I have just made it $97 for anybody who is on this current live stream and is interested in being in the inner circle. I have just made it $97. I've thrown it into the chat so you can take advantage of that right now because once the live stream ends, I am going to put the price right back at what it used to be, $197. So I'm going to allow on for a little bit. You can join the inner circle if you're interested. I have dropped the link. Again, the inner circle, we meet twice a week. You can't be in this group without submitting proposals. So be sure to have a SAM.gov account. The modules are going to take you through step by step video tutorials on how to use artificial intelligence. And then we have all the recordings of our weekly calls as we break down solicitations as a group. This is the place that you want to be if you want to be held accountable for submitting proposals. This is it, guys. It's $97 until this live stream is over. I'm going to give it some time and I'll be back. All right. I see a question here from Christine. I have not identified a niche. Is that okay? So actually in module one, it's actually how to get an industry using keywords and actually go through how to select your industry, how to select your niche based on some of the top performing niches from 2023. So you are completely fine not having your niche right now, because once you get in there, you're going to have the ability to pick your niche based on the strategy that I have created. That's it. Guys, I'm just going to allow a little bit more time for some of the people who are still trying to get in. I've already seen 2 people join the inner circle already. Welcome. I'm super glad to have you there. And I'm just going to give it a bit more time before we close off the stream and close off this deal as well. By the way, we meet twice a week and we hold each other accountable to make sure that proposals are being submitted. Uh, Look, the secret to winning more contracts is being able to submit more proposals in a manner that is repeatable and doesn't stress you out too much, meaning that it's going to be sustainable long term. Again, I've spoken to so many people who are high up in their careers. I'm talking about attorneys, dentists, and people who are brilliant and where part of their day to day actually involves them dealing with voluminous information. But they look at this government contracting journey and see that the sustainability, being able to write these proposals without the help of artificial intelligence tools, might not be sustainable long term for many of these people. And that is what we're trying to address. But guys, okay, as it stands, we've gone a bit into the we've gone a bit over time here on our live stream. But for everybody who came, are the prompts in the inner circle? You actually have more advanced prompts in the inner circle, much better prompts actually. So check this out. When you go into the breakdown section of the inner circle here, When you go into the breakdown section of the inner circle here, give me 1 second. Right under it, you have these very advanced prompts and also documents to help you with other like resource files. So everything is kind of outlined in a very nice way. One thing I'll tell you is that once you go through all these modules, I think this is one of those courses where like you wouldn't go through the modules. I don't spend a lot of time on storytelling. I just go straight into the business. And yeah, I just saw someone else join as well. Okay, guys, I'm going to be closing off this deal. I'm going to be closing off this I'm going to be closing off this stream. It was fantastic, this particular session. I really love the engagement in the chat. If you got any value from this session, can you just throw a best in the chat? Can I just see a best in the chat? Best, best, best. Guys, as you leave, just subscribe to the channel, destroy the like button, just smash the like button. If you could like 100,000 times, I would really appreciate it. We're going to be out here every Tuesday talking about how to use artificial intelligence to improve our procurement process. I'm loving the AI GovCon Corp. If you're not yet a part of the school community, I have no clue what you're waiting for. You need to go in there and join the vibrant, the just completely astute members of the AI GovCon community. It was an honor to be able to stay with you this night, and I can't wait to see you on the other side. Bye bye, guys.